What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Chris's MMA Universe. For this video here, I'll be talking about UFC 241's main event, which is Daniel Cormier versus Stipe Miocic 2. And this is for the heavyweight strap and for the baddest man on the planet spot in the UFC. Now, for this fight here, we all know how the first one played out. Daniel Cormier ended up beating Stipe Miocic pretty easily. It happened pretty early. And even though he did knock him out in round one, I believe Stipe Miocic was giving Daniel Cormier a little bit of a problem. He seemed stronger than Daniel Cormier, seemed stronger in the clinch. And I believe Stipe Miocic was expecting for Daniel Cormier to try to take him down and pretty much just rely on that. So he wasn't really watching too much out for the strikes and ended up being caught by the right hand, and that, it just ultimately ended the night for him. And, with Daniel Cormier winning that fight was a lot bigger than the stakes now, I would say, because that was for the champ position. That was for the champ spot. That was for him to be a double champion. And even though I don't believe he was the real light heavyweight champion, that was still for a champ spot, and I feel like the stakes now are going to be a little lower, so that could relax Daniel Cormier a little bit to possibly make a mistake. Now, I don't think he will make a mistake. Daniel Cormier is too intelligent for that. He's not trying to lose any fight at all right now, and I mean, ever for that matter, but it could relax him a little bit and, make him open up maybe even a little bit more. And, who really knows, because I really hope that this fight goes on for longer because I want to see both men display their skills in this fight. I want to be able to see, who can outclass who, not just a quick knockout. I mean, yeah, who doesn't love a knockout? But, to see this fight go on for a little bit longer, on that more competitive standpoint, I believe we can all agree that we will want to see them go for a little bit longer, and really see a dog fight, if it does, hit that point where, ends up being a dog fight, then that'd be great. But I just want to see a longer fight, and I'm sure you guys can agree with me on that one. But honestly, if I had to choose who was going to win, I'm going to say for Daniel Cormier versus Stipe Miocic 2, I'm going to put my money on DC. I believe DC is going to win, and I believe it's going to be in similar fashion that he did the first fight. I mean, Daniel Cormier has unbelievable knockout power in the heavyweight division. I mean, he's just a totally different animal in the heavyweight division. He's a real heavyweight fighter. That's his official weight class. That's the weight class he's supposed to be in. So him fighting Stipe Miocic, I don't see Stipe Miocic really getting over on him. Now, I'm not going to be surprised if Stipe Miocic ends up catching Daniel Cormier. But even when Daniel Cormier got caught, in his last fights, and I know he fought in 205 in the UFC, I understand. But it just looks like Daniel Cormier is going to lose. Then out of nowhere, he just wins. He just finds a way to win. And he'll end up being caught by a bomb like he did with Anthony Johnson in their first fight, and then turn around and submit him, and it's just something special to see, that the fact that he could just finish guys and, come back after it's looking like the fight might be over for him, oh my God, this is going to be the second man to defeat DC, and no, you know what I mean? He's no, I'm not having it. So honestly, I believe DC is going to find another way to win with Stipe Miocic. I don't see Stipe Miocic pulling the W. I see Daniel Cormier getting his hand raised at the end of the night and, raising that gold once again as his second title defense and his second heavyweight title defense. And, I see Stipe just pretty much getting knocked down the ladder now. He's not going to get another title shot if he loses this one, at least not until he gets a couple wins under his belt, and honestly, if this fight ends up, being a dogfight, I will be very happy. And if DC does win this dogfight, if it does end up being a dogfight, I really, really hope that we see Daniel Cormier face John Jones at heavyweight. I'm not going to talk too much about this. I spoke about the potential John Jones DC3 video, and I spoke about that fight in a video that I made, And if you guys haven't checked that out, I advise that you guys go check that out as soon as you can. Go back and check that video out. And honestly, I just see DC winning this fight. I don't see Stipe Miocic pulling it. I see Stipe just losing in pretty much similar fashion. I believe it's going to go a little longer, probably in like a little bit of a deeper rounds. And I'm actually curious to see if DC can take down Stipe. Even if he does, I don't see Stipe being held there. I don't see Daniel Cormier being able to hold down Stipe. I just feel like Stipe is too strong. And, Stipe also has a wrestling background as well. So I don't see Stipe even going to the ground with Daniel Cormier. I believe that he wants to keep it standing. Unless he's afraid of the knockout threat, and then he'll try to take down Cormier. But I don't believe that's a smart decision. I don't think Stipe should do that. If Stipe is trying to win, he should keep it on the stand-up, keep his distance, and just try to use his range, use his length and his strength as like an advantage, just try to keep him at a distance. And if you come in close, watch those clinch exchanges, watch on the break of the clinch where he could potentially just get caught with a right hand, and it could be, part 2 of Stipe Miocic losing and in the same exact way he did the first time. But honestly, I see DC winning this fight. I believe he's going to have his hand raised at the end of the night, like I said. And hopefully you guys tune in. And remember, this is August 17th, UFC 241, 7 p.m., 10 p.m. Eastern, only on pay-per-view, being held at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. And for those of you that don't know, this is also where DC lost to John Jones. This is the last time he lost to John Jones for their second fight, where he got knocked out. And he got knocked out at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. And I remember DC in an interview was saying he wants to go back there to kind of make good memories, because he has like a bitter memory over there from when he lost to John Jones, and he wants to just go over there and make good memories by beating Stipe Miocic for a second title defense. But if you guys enjoy my content, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.